Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, my name is Shaquita and I am the CEO and founder of Royalgoddessbeauty. First off, I just would like to thank you guys for tuning in for today's topic. I just would like to say I'm here to clean the slate, y'all. I'm here to clean the slate. As you can see what today's topic is about, it's concerning some truths and some myths that are out there concerning hair care and how to grow your hair properly. I know there's a lot of information. I know it can be confusing. I know it can be frustrating. And for those who are really not into hair care and simply just don't know what to do, I am here to help you guys on your healthy hair journey. Okay. So, myth number one is products. That's a big one because they have so many products, you guys, on the market today. You just don't know what to choose anymore. It can be very confusing. It can be very overwhelming. It can just be a ball of confusion. But the myth is, do I need expensive products to grow my hair? No, you do not need expensive products to grow your hair. Now, will expensive products grow your hair? Yes, they will. Well, let's just say that you're on a budget and you can't afford to buy a $100 bottle shampoo, a $300 bottle shampoo. Because yes, they have some products that are just that type of expense these days. If you know that you are on a budget and you cannot afford to get it and you have to get a lesser value shampoo like your Aussies and your Suaves and your Doves and stuff like that, and you want to know, will this still work? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Because it is not in the product. It is in the consistency of the use of the product. Yes, consistency grows hair. And that could be anything from your least expensive to your most expensive. If you are doing this regularly and caring for your hair regularly with these products, yes, they can grow your hair. I'm going to try to just keep it as simple as possible because these are topics that can go into many different branches. Okay, so with that being said is, no, you do not need expensive products to still have healthy hair. Let's just say if your hair is already healthy, then what you need an expensive product for? Your hair is doing everything that it needs to do. Expensive products play a factor when the hair is damaged or if it's been over manipulated or color treated hair. I recommend expensive products in such cases. If your hair is healthy and is flourishing and it's already on track, then an expensive product is just simply not needed. Myth number two, if I'm wearing protective styles all the time, will that make my hair grow? Yes and no. Protective styles are a wonderful method in maintaining healthy hair and also to get your hair to grow. But do it stop there? No. It does not stop with you just wearing the protective style. It's what you need to do while wearing the protective style. Let's just say that your protective style go to its braids. And you want to know why your hair isn't growing because you're wearing braids a lot. It can be a plethora of things. It could be that you didn't do a treatment before you got your installment. You're taking them down improperly. Your takedown is improper. You didn't do a treatment after you took your braids down. You wasn't moisturizing your braids while it was in a protective style. What do you mean, Royal Goddess? How do I moisturize my braids while it's in a protective style? Spray bottle, conditioner, oil. Shake it up every 3-4 days. Spray your braids. Stop where you know your hair stops. If you know your natural real hair stops here and the rest is just the weed and the extension, then you only spray here. You're not drenching it. You're not making it massive wet. No, you're just lightly spraying it. And also base your scalp every 3-4 days. Then you will see some results with the braids. Okay, let's just say that you are a wig lover. You're a wig lover. You love wearing your wigs, okay? But you know that's a marvelous protective style. But what are you doing in between? Are you taking the wig off? Or are you keeping the wig on? Meaning, did you get your wig sewn down? Because if you have your wig sewn down, then how long is you wearing your wig for? Did you put a treatment in your hair before you got your install? All of these things play a major factor. And like I say, these topics can go off into many branches. But we're just going to focus on the myths and the truths about hair growth, okay? So, yes, wearing a protective style will grow your hair. And yes, a protective style can also cause damage and breakage. It's just dependent on what your protective style is. Okay, let's talk about some wash and goes. You know that a wash and go consists of styling it every 4 to 5 days, 7 tops. You know that a wash and go consists of leave-in conditioners, moisturizers, butters, oils, all of those great, wonderful things that our hair love. But if you're just constantly doing a wash and go and you're not clarifying your hair often in between those wash and goes, then your hair can go into moisture overload. Even though a wash and go is an amazing protective style, you still need to understand the importance of moisture overload because there is such a thing. If you're constantly using butters, creams, and oils in your wash and go and you're not clarifying your hair in a sufficient amount of time in between, then you will go into moisture overload that will cause the hair to soften, weaken, and pop. Let's just say that you are a hair braider and you love get your hair braided often. A great choice of a protective style. Once again, is you're doing a treatment before you get your braids, and are you doing a treatment after you get your braids? Are you taking your braids out in a proper way? All of these things play a factor. Okay, let's just say that you are a wig wearer. Okay, do you wear your wigs sewn down or do you take them off and put them back on when you want to wear them? Because my recommendation, if you're wearing wigs, take them off. Take them off, because that way you will still allow your hair to breathe. You still also need to put a treatment in before and after. Because if you are doing these things, then your protective style will work for you and your hair will flourish. But if you're not doing these things, then it can be a disservice. Now the myth is, can wearing protective styles make my hair grow? And the answer is yes and no. Okay, regimens. If I was to stick to a strict weekly or bi-weekly regimen, will my hair grow? Yes and no. What is your regimen consisted of? What is it consisted of? Because the fact is, yes, doing a regimen, weekly or bi-weekly, will promote hair growth. Let's just say that you was to be moisturizing your hair only in your regimen, and you're not using some type of hair reconstructor along with your regimen, then your hair will weaken over time because you're constantly moisturizing and moisturizing and moisturizing. You have to give yourself some type of protein. And this is where your reconstructors come in at, because there are protein treatments. In your regimens, you have to understand that you can't not just do one thing all the time. In your regimen, you have to understand the importance of moisture and protein. You have to understand that too much moisture can cause the hair to weaken and pop. Too much protein can cause the hair to be too strong, strengthen, and pop. You need both. You need moisture and you need protein to balance your hair. Okay? Now, if your regimen is just consisting of moisture, then you will start to soften, weaken, pop. If your regimen consists of just protein, then the hair will become too strong and pop. It needs to have a balance, people. It needs to have a balance. So, the myth and the truth. Will my hair grow with a regimen? Yes, it will. But it just depends on the regimen that you're doing, okay? You have to balance it out. You have to give the hair what the hair needs at the time of your regimen, because you don't always need moisture. You do not always need protein. Sometimes you need either or. So flip-flop your regimens. Flip-flop them. Let's just say you're on a weekly regimen, and you know that you've been doing moisture regimens for the last 4 weeks. Going into that 5th week, give yourself a protein treatment. That way it balances out all that moisture, okay? Let's just also say that, okay, your hair had just left a weak state, so you've been proteining it, and you've been putting your reconstructors and stuff like that in it, and feeding it protein. Now, if you have been doing this for at least 3 weeks, then you know that on your 4th and 5th week, you're going to need some moisture. It have to be a balance. It cannot just be all moisture, or it cannot just be all protein. Okay? This is a big one that the whole entire world is pretty much staying away from. And that simply is relaxers. Can my hair grow while using chemicals? Yes and no. Explain, Royal Goddess. Relaxers are not the enemy, but you can't follow the rules of relaxers. You know the rules to relaxers is every 4 to 6 weeks. I don't recommend that. If my hair is 4C, I have to get a super. I don't recommend that. No. Let's just say that your hair is soft, but it's curly or it's wavy, and you want to get rid of those curls and waves. The first thing is you will never get rid of those curls and waves unless your hair is damaged because you done over processed your hair. That's the only way you will get rid of those curls and waves, okay? But let's just say that I don't want to get silk brushes all the time. I want my wash and goes to be a little more neater. I want my braid outs to not be so frizzy. And I want to put a texturizer or a relaxer in my hair. Is that okay, and will my hair still grow? Yes, absolutely. It will still grow. Long as you do not follow the rules of the time span that relaxers require. 4 to 6 weeks is too close for those type of strenuous, extreme chemicals. No. And I say that if your hair is curly, wavy, or such, I say use a mild to regular. I do not recommend nothing over a regular. And also what I do is, as an extra bonus, I may add some conditioner and some type of oil to my relaxers when I apply them in my client's hair. And that bypasses the brittle state that relaxers give after you're done. Of course, you're still going to do your treatments. Of course, you're still going to do your moisturizing and protein treatments and stuff like that. Yes, of course. But will relaxers grow your hair? Yes, they can grow your hair. Yes, they can still be used, long as you're not putting them in so close together. My recommendation for relaxers is, I must say, like every 3 months. In between that, if your roots are starting to grow out and you feel they are puffy, then warm combs is your friend. That's when you start doing your twist outs and start doing your braid outs and stuff like that. Start doing protective styles in between the time span until it's time to get another one. Like I say, my recommendation is 3 to 6 months. depending on the texture of your hair. If your hair is soft and curly, you can go 6 months. If you have 4C hair, then you can do every 3 months. If your roots start to get puffy or whatever when you're doing your roller sets and your flexi rise and you just don't have the straight look like you want anymore, then start doing twist outs and braid outs, and then you can go and put tension on your hair by getting a braid installed, because the hair is not in a weak state as if it was when you first got the relaxer applied. I hope this is making sense to you guys. But is relaxers the enemy? No, they are not. Can your hair grow with a relaxer? Yes, it can. Can your hair also fall from a relaxer? Yes, it can. Last but not least, will hair grease grow my hair? Yes, of course. You talking to a hair grease lover? Yes, of course. Hair grease will grow your hair. Will hair grease stop and not allow my hair to grow? Yes. Yes. Explain, Royal Goddess. There are marvelous, wonderful hair grease products. You have your Do Grow, you have your Self for Eights, you have your Dr. Miracle. All of these hair greases are marvelous to promote hair growth. Why? Because they have a stimulant in it. And the stimulant is the little tingy feeling that you feel on your scalp when you apply it. Okay? So yes, they will grow your hair. They are marvelous for the scalp only though, not the hair. Only on the scalp. And you would not apply it every day. If you know that you just base your scalp, you do not have to go and rebase your scalp till 5 to 7 days later. Okay? You will get amazing results that way. Well, let's just say that you overdoing it. You're basing your scalp too frequently. You will develop a product buildup on your scalp. And if your scalp have product buildup, then the hair cannot grow through the follicles, okay? So, yes, it can grow your hair. Yes, it can stop hair growth as well. I want to give you guys an illustration before leaving though. And I want you to just take this journey with me. Take this journey with me. I want to go back in time. Let's go back in time when our ancestors and stuff was alive. They didn't have all these amazing products to work with like we have. There wasn't no Shea Moisture. There wasn't no I Am. There wasn't no Camille Rose. There was none of these marvelous things. None of them. They only had what was given to them. And what was given to them? Basically, whatever they had in their cabinets. I'm talking from lard, that's your hair grease. I'm talking from whatever vegetables or fruits was left over. That was their conditioner. Whatever type of mixture that they mixed up from surviving off the valley of the land. And their hair stood tied up. Y'all know I always go back to ancient mama style, okay? Ancient mama style. Their hair stood tied up. And they had long, flourishing, thick, beautiful hair. Why was that? First off, every ingredient that they used was natural. Okay? Secondly, they kept their hair tied up. They didn't have time to have their hair hanging when they was in the field working. Okay? And thirdly, they kept their hair in some type of braids or some type of plaits and things of that nature, where they wasn't manipulating their hair at all. There was no hair manipulation for them back then. Okay? And like I said, there was none of these expensive products. So hair is very overrated, you guys. I want y'all to stop putting so much thought into this. And if your hair have an ingredient that it loves, then you stick with that ingredient. You do not need expensive products to grow your hair. You can get whatever you need from your kitchen cabinet, and you will get the same amazing results If your hair is on track, if your hair is already in a healthy state, you can do this. But if your hair is in a vulnerable state where it need treatment, it need attention, then those expensive products are for you. So if you have a product that your hair just really loves, then you stick with that product, okay? You don't have to keep switching up because see, the hair love consistency. Even in the uses of the product, it love consistency, okay? I hope that this video was helpful. And if there's any type of questions that you would like to ask Royal Goddess, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will get back to you in a sufficient amount of time. But until next time, bye-bye.
Eyeball you.